watching the Afia Business Morning, and this is the Eastern Business Report, which is designed to bring you up to speed on business activities and policies affecting businesses and the economy of the southeastern region of Nigeria. It comes right after the global business, but today is a special edition, so yes, it's coming right after opening bell on the Afia Business Morning. And on today's edition of the Eastern Business Report, we will be looking at the emergence of Enugu and the Southeast generally as the new tourism destination. My name is Ubong Kings. Welcome to the Eastern Business Report. Welcome back to this Business Report, and I did say that we're going to be looking at the emergence of Enugu State and by extension the Southeast as new tourism destination. And it may interest you to know that this is the bid, of course, to open up the exact nature of Southeast Nigeria's tourism landscape and how, more specifically, Afia and Enugu states, what they are doing to attract domestic and international tourists. And all of this is while employing innovative ideas for promoting culture, history, and nature in the region. And while we talk about this, let's take out the time to look at a special report. It's an excerpt from a session we had on the AM show some time ago. It was as presented from our studios. Let's take a look at this real quickly. When we come back, we'll talk about it.
This thing with the landmark, it's so exciting. I don't even know. I mean, like I want to jump out of my clothes and they start shouting on the road. And it's for 35 years. You can imagine what this guy is bringing on board. Peter Mba, however you think and however you get your audacity, God bless you for making this possible in our time. A lot of people are so happy. It's not blowing somebody's trumpet. I say what I see. And if you see something, say something, please. No matter. I am originally from Anambra State, but I was born here and I've done almost everything here. So, being in the hospitality, catering, tourism, and cultural industry, I stand tall to say that this is a right peg in a right hole. There's still a lot more to do. The president just visited, and he was awed by what he saw. The vice president had visited a while ago. And everywhere he goes to, he says, go to Enugu and see what the young man there is doing. I thank God that we have gone beyond this politics thing, Somebody's doing a good job, you don't want to because it's not in my party. Yeah. No, we're talking about Nigeria and the southeast region now. A whole lot more can be done. Let me start from things that are basically in front of us. I think the governor at this stage needs to set up a standing committee. Charity begins at home. The governor, people like Peter Dochie, Ebubedike, and the rest, who was talking about a unified New Yam Festival for Igbo land, which we're working on now, to have a special day, like the American Thanksgiving, So basically, the governor needs to set up this committee because not everybody around him knows about what tourism brings, what Sullivan brought on board, There are so many people so serious about work. Something happened Christmas time and we didn't like it because I'm the president of a Kulu Primary School World Association and people were attacking me. This is the governor that you're supporting. Everything he's doing. What do you have to say about the little skirmishes in December? I wouldn't want that to smear what the governor is doing. So he needs this committee to be able to advise him on certain things, like talked about noise pollution, how many decibels of noise is going to be allowed. But I want to say that most people building lounges, party places that should employ the use of acoustic windows and doors so that the sound is within. Yes. But to go and start disturbing business of tourism, and how are you going to sell the International Conference Center? Dr. Sam Ubong, the head of the finance thing, about Enugu, he said, no, these are the things we need. The governor has a wonderful team, from his chief of staff, the SSG, the people in tourism, OBS, the transport guy, very audacious. The Uber guy, he's the one that brought Uber to Nigeria, and so many of them, Lloyd Ekweremadu in the Enugu for the first time, Southeast, won to host the National Sports Festival.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Okay, there you have it. That was a conversation, and just a part of the conversation that I want us to pick out and, speak on this morning. And joining me right here in the studio is none other than Emeka Odom, who is a journalist and, of course, a tourism consultant. And it's good to have you join me this morning.
Good morning.
Yes, and really, I don't know, what are your thoughts first from that video? I mean, he said quite a number of things with reference to what has been done, what is happening. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, very well done. He tried to extol the virtues of the governor, particularly in the area of tourism. And for me, that is okay. Okay in the sense that, you see, tourism is one aspect, of our national development that, for me, before now has not been taken very serious. Even at the national level, we should be way ahead of where we are today, because God has blessed us with a lot of, like I always say, it's a low-hanging fruit. Now, there are many aspects through which a country or even a subnational, a state in Nigeria can, develop itself and go beyond the process of oil, and also, increase their IGR. There are many ways. Is either you industrialize the state, or you move at the level of agriculture, industrial, commercial agriculture. Maybe for those that are blessed with, mineral oil resources, then the solid minerals, and of course you have the tourism industry. Now, these are, in fact, as a matter of fact, a few years ago, a study was done, and it was made very clear that tourism is one industry, apart from the ICT, that will probably rival and even overtake the oil industry in time to come, very shortly from now. You see, because the world is, people move. As long as there's business all over the world, there's medical tourism, there's sports tourism, there's religious tourism, there's business tourism, there's mines. Tourism will continue to prosper and boom. So it's left for, countries, subnationals, individuals, organizations to tap from it. It's a huge potential. The value chain is huge. And so I joined the titled man in the video there. I can see he's a titled person. So I pay respect to him and I join him to commend what the governor is doing. But I am particularly, I've said this, at different opportunities that are given to extol what the governor is doing. For me, each time I pass through the presidential hotel, and I feel very bad. Now, let me tell you, one of the cardinal points in tourism is the older, the better. Now, you feel very glad. For instance, there was a day I was in my house, and I was doing a research, and I ran into this university in somewhere in Israel. It's called the Hebrew University. And I'm told, from what I read there, this is the same university that Zacchaeus, remember in the Bible it said Zacchaeus, was a lawyer. This is this university he went to. Now, how interesting will it be when you go to a place like Israel and you want to visit that university? It will be very interesting. Many years from now, probably when I'm 100 years plus, I would love my grandchildren I would like to take them to the university where I attended, take them to the room where I did where I stayed my year 1, year 2, year 3, and say, look, this is where your grandfather or your great grandfather lived when he was in year 1 in the university. These are things that something they would look forward to seeing. These are the things that make tourism rich. It's not because you go to a place and you eat. Of course, you eat in your house. It's not because you go to a place and sleep. You sleep in your house. You watch television in your house. But have you feel that emotional connection with the things you have heard about this place. So when you come to Enugu, where is the presidential hotel of old that we had in those days? You read history, you say, you read account of things that happened. And somebody said, when I got to Enugu, I was at the presidential hotel. And now you will have opportunity to come to Enugu many years after. Where is the presidential hotel? You can't see it. It's now a relics. But bringing that hotel back to life is something that is commendable. Now, go beyond that. Like I always say, when you come to, you see, if you want Enugu to be a major player, we all admire Lagos today for what Lagos is. Lagos, look at the budget of Lagos. What does it tell you? How much? How many states in Nigeria, if you put like 5 states together, their budget is not up to half of what Lagos, read as their budget. Why is Lagos playing at that level? Because of the presence of infrastructures in that state, so it attracts so many people. I can tell you, people will give the argument that, well, Lagos was capital of Nigeria. Yes, Lagos was capital, but if it's not well managed, if things are not more and more, the governor of Lagos is developing more and more things. Look at the Blue Rail, look at the Atlantic City. These things came after Lagos, after the capital city had moved away from Lagos. So, and almost every governor in Nigeria is moving at the level that Lagos is moving, not minding whether their income is as much as Lagos. So why can't you strive to develop your state like Lagos? There are people here as well. Whatever is happening in Lagos is also happening here. Whatever Lagos is blessed is also happening here. Lagos may not have the kind of solid minerals that you have in here. They could be blessed with aquatic facilities, natural facilities that God has deposited in that place. The waters. But I can tell you that there are many states in Nigeria that if those waters are there, they will probably be lying fallow. Nobody would. They won't even develop ordinary domestic, inland water transport. They've not even developed it. If you go to some of those states, people are still moving around in one old canoe that is being paddled by one old man. And take advantage of the facilities in the natural resources that God has put in the state. Develop a very robust tourism facilities. Now today in this country, you can't travel by sea. In fact, the other day I was browsing through the social media, and somebody was advertising a ferry service of relatively comfort and luxury. So it goes from Lagos to Onitsha. I don't know how true that is. I've not had it any other place else. But before now, if that is correct, then it's a good innovation. How come you can't travel from here to Onitsha? I mean, you can't travel from Lagos to Onitsha by sea. Does it mean that there's no water connection? There are. But these things have not been developed. Because somebody developed air transport, and that's all of us are looking at that way. Somebody developed road transport, and all of us are looking at that way. So there's a whole lot, and I in fact, if I have opportunity to stand stand before his revered presence, the governor of Enugu State, I will really recommend him and offer suggestions. Say, look, please, Your Excellency, please move further. You see, Enugu is not an oil producing state, so it is good that maybe tomorrow they may discover oil, but for now, it's not classified as an oil producing state. So and it's not as if Enugu is known for its mechanized agriculture. No, Enugu is not such a very highly industrialized. If you talk about 5 states in Nigeria that where we have the presence of a real thriving industrial complex, industrial estate, I don't think you probably mention Enugu State. So it is important that they look inwards and ask themselves, look, do a SWOT analysis. Where does our strengths and opportunities lie? For me, the tourism industry is there. It's a low-hanging fruit. Within a very short time, with a very conscious, and well-planned investment, it will begin to yield fruits. Look at the security. Look, take advantage of MICE. Meetings, incentives, conferences, and events. These are things that can... Look, I'm happy that Enugu has signed into hosting the 2026 National Sports Festival. Right. That's a huge one, locally. And immediately after that, they should strive for further. These are things that will drive that will showcase the state and tell other people. For each event you host that is out there, a lot of people will know that, yes, things have changed in this place. We can now watch it with the International Conference Center. I can tell you that not long from now, the bar conference will hold in Enugu here. Just watch out. Because I know it will happen, because you can't hide these things. And many other things will come. The Nigerian music, the Nigerian video and the film awards. These are things that will bring in an influx of people here. Within the 2 or 3 days they will be here. They will spend their money. The airport will boom. The local transport will boom. The hotels will boom. And I'm happy that the chief that was talking on the television talked about, the hotel rooms that, because look at it, when people come here for a conference, are they all going that day? Even if they want to go that day, I can tell you that a good fraction of them will stay behind. And after the conference, some people want to explore further. So, beautify the roads, smoothen the roads, light up the city at night. If you know those things that, made Enugu what it was in those days, try and the negative, the positive ones, try and bring them back. That is how to sell the city.
So, from your observation and submission, Enugu is on the right track.
Yes, Enugu is very much on the right. But my fear is this, my fear is this, because see, the sustainability is an issue, both in Nigeria and in tourism. Sustainability is an issue. It's an issue in Nigeria because over time we have seen situations where leaders come and abandon what their predecessors left behind or what they started, and start a new course. Just because they don't want to give credit to say, oh, well, it was this man. Because when you commission a project you didn't finish, history will always beckon on the man who started it. I mean, whether you like it or not, these things will be there, because the day you are commissioning the event, no matter how big you appear that day, history will say, well, this project was started by so person. Yeah. So you shouldn't feel bad about that. In fact, you also have your own credit for finishing it. But this is where our people, that is the story they don't like to be told about them. They want to take over God's title, the beginning and the end.
Alpha and Omega.
Yes, they want to be there in the beginning, and they also want to be there
at the end.
For every elected government at the high level, I mean at the highest level, wherever you are, you're elected for 4 years. You can't change it. Now, after 4 years, if you do well, the people ask you to, and if you express interest, and the people agree with you, you go for another 4 years, which is 8 years maximum. Now, there are some projects that may, the execution of that project may go beyond the 8 years. Don't feel bad. Now, the only thing you need to do as a leader, which the system allows you, is from day one, start grooming those that will take over. And that is why, for goodness sake, I see, no matter what happens, I will not stop giving credit to the current president of Nigeria. I won't, no matter, even if I don't like his policies, even if I take exception on some of his economic policies, but the man understands what, sustainability and the succession plan is all about in governance, in public governance. As a leader, we are told, we have all attended, leadership courses at different levels. You're told, even as a class monitor, you must be concerned about who is taking over from you, because they can rubbish whatever successes you were able to achieve, and they can also help to do what? To boost it. Because if you start a project, no matter how much you must have sunk in that project, and eventually you leave without completing it, if that project doesn't see the light of the day, if it's not completed, it's all the story. It has not benefited the people. If any other thing else, it has wasted. You have wasted the public money. But if eventually that project comes to light, whoever may have brought it back to light, you take credit. So you must be concerned about who is going to. So that is why the governor of Enugu State, all the laudable projects is the 5-star hotel. Well, I don't know if he's going to complete it or not. But whether he completes it or he doesn't complete it, the issue is that Enugu needs a 5-star hotel.
Right.
That is the truth. There are some kind of people that you want to bring to this state for one thing or the other. Look, they will look around and say, look, which hotel are they going to stay in? If they can't find one,
they won't come. And
they are not sure that they can come that day and leave that day, they'll turn down an invitation and ask somebody to come and represent them. They've got the money, they've got the clout, they've got the connection, they have all it takes. So whether they spend $1 million per night or not, it's not your business, because they are not crying, they are not complaining. So put the facility there, train people that will handle such a place, because that's another thing entirely.
Yeah.
There are some facilities we don't put together and allow you to bog it down under the public service bureaucracy. It will kill it straight away. Because public service has a different objective, and private business, commercial business has another kind of, is the different objective.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's the way it is. But if you ask me, Enugu deserves these things. Enugu has been a capital city since the 60s. So there are some things that Enugu can't give excuse for right now.
So it's better late than never.
Yes.
Isn't it? I think it's a good place to leave it. Thank you so much, Emeka, for joining me. It's been a wonderful conversation. Yes, thank you. You actually touched all the points I was going to bring up. So thank you so much, Emeka, for making it.
Thanks for having me.
And in case you're just joining in, and that's so it's time to package right here on the Eastern Business Report. We'll take a short break, and when we return, we'll be taking a look at all the activities and happenings as far as the world of business is concerned on, of course, global business. You're still watching the Afia Business Morning Live from Enugu State, Nigeria. My name is Ubong Kings. Stay tuned.